Cotney is a full-service legal and consulting firm servicing all your needs in residential and commercial construction, infrastructure clients throughout the U.S., Canada, and internationally. So we're there for you there. So a little bit about Ruperts Coffee Shop.
Good morning, John. Again, my name is Heidi Ellsworth, and I'm a partner and owner of Ruperts Coffee Shop. And I have to tell you, we love working with Cotney. Across the board, attorneys, consultants, the whole 9 yards. You've been on the coffee shop for many years. We just do some great things. So this affinity program that we're talking about today is awesome. Ruperts Coffee Shop is a digital community for roofing contractors and for all roofing professionals. So as you are kind of looking at your life today, digital, we are all looking to Google and to the internet and these type of meetings to really learn a lot. And Ruperts Coffee Shop does that across the board. We're going to go through a lot of that today, but just know that it is the place where the industry meets for roofing online.
So speaking of that, so I hear in the industry, when you say where the industry meets, so why is that?
You know, this has been, Ruperts Coffee Shop has really been that place for so long, John, because it started out as Roofers Exchange, which was a newspaper that was on every counter, every distributor's counter across the country. And it was the very first roofing oriented digital site online in 2002. So the industry, the contractors have been coming to the coffee shop where they're comfortable since 2002 to be able to really get information, to talk to each other, to engage. And the thing that's great is it's not just contractors, it's not just professionals, it's also distributors, manufacturers, consultants, attorneys, you name it. Everybody who wants to know something about roofing is coming to our site. So we like to have that kind of meetup for the industry.
And you do a great job with it. I know I always enjoy getting on there and seeing who's on there participating through the different avenues through the site. So it's absolutely it fits coffee shop. That smaller atmosphere, but yet a large audience. That's fantastic. So tell us a little bit about the community.
Sure, John. Thanks for having us today. I'll jump in and talk a little bit about this. And it really is a community. And we're super excited about our R Club, which just launched recently, and that is a true community for roofing contractors. And you might think of it as a digital peer group. You hear about peer groups in the industry, and our R Club members are able to network. We have coffee breaks on a monthly basis where they can talk to each other about what's happening in their part of the country. They can share ideas and information. They can learn from guest speakers. Part of their membership dues goes to charity because we want to give back and support the community. And Heidi was insistent that we have to do something that will allow us also to give back. Our R Club members also are able to interact with property owners through Ask a Roofer. That's also our site that people can send in questions that they may have. And our R Club members are the ones that answer those questions and help those folks out. We're also excited to be able to be a community that is also available in Spanish. With a click of a button at the top of the page, everything on that page will convert into Spanish. And that's really important since a large percentage of the folks who are doing the work in our industry are speaking Spanish. Heidi, did I miss anything?
Very easy.
Well, yeah, and French too, because we're in Canada. So we love our neighbors to the north, and so the site can translate into French, which makes, just like Karen said, we really believe in the inclusion of the whole industry, no matter what language you speak. So
absolutely. Well, that kind of leads us in a little bit underneath the classified ads, which it's been not only when it was in paper format, but when it's electronic format, that really brings us to a whole new level of availability through the industry. So kind of take us a little bit through these.
Yeah, the classified ads, again, started in 2002, but they were in Roofers Exchange too. That's how it started. So contractors could do business with contractors, no matter what region you're in or what country you're in. And so today our classifieds are off the charts. People are in there looking for crews, looking for jobs, looking for new talent, buying and selling equipment, buying and selling businesses sometimes. So for contractors, it's really a key place to not only be able to do some business between contractors, but also to kind of see what's going on. I know a lot of people who say, hey, I just go in there to see who's hiring and what's happening.
Right.
So it's a great research place. And, you know, we're going to kind of have this with our affinity program. We're going to have a little bit of theme here, like Karen already said, but with our club members, which you're going to, all Cotney folks get a discount, 50% off all classifieds. So we really want to encourage that communication and then working together within that platform.
Excellent. So that kind of brings us in, you know, to the success of it. So, you know, you touched on it a little bit there, kind of, you know, take it a little bit deeper, I think would really help people understand better.
Yeah, John, I'll speak to this. There's a lot of classified listings out there, and it's just back in the days when they were in the newspaper. There's all kinds of ads, and you want your ad to stand out. You want people to see it. So the tips for being successful are write a good headline. Be specific, because a lot of people are just scrolling through and they're not going to take the time to read, but that headline will grab their attention and make them want to learn a little bit more. And provide as much detail as you can. If you're selling equipment, the specifications, how old it is, you know, as much information as you can provide. Try to answer all their questions that they may have, and always have a call to action. We always tell our partners this on the site. What do you want that person to do? Okay, great. You've got a piece of equipment for sale, or you have you're hiring a position. Then what do you want them to do? Send your resume. Ask, you know, for more information, or contact us. Always have that call to action, and know the lingo for the, you know, what you're writing about. Roofing certainly loves their acronyms, and they have a lot of different lingo and languages that they speak. So, you know, be sure that you're speaking to the audience that you want to reach, and be honest. You know, that's the only policy. You want people to have a good experience. You want to, if you were selling a piece of equipment and it's got some dings on it, say that. You don't want someone to buy that and expect that it's not used. You know, what is that condition? Be honest. Photography is really important as well, especially in the case of buying and selling machinery, materials. Pictures also catch attention. So we recommend always using a picture that expresses the equipment or the material or the condition that it might be in. And proofread. As an editor, one of my pet peeves is always, ask somebody else to read it before you post it. You know, if you write it out on a piece of paper or in your Word document before you load it up to the site, just have somebody take a look at it and make sure that they, you know, catch any spelling errors or punctuation mistakes. And then you want to test it. You know, once it's up, go take a look. Does it look like how you wanted it to look? Does it read how you wanted it to read? Because you can make changes. And if you're struggling, we have amazing customer service folks that can help you out. I know sometimes people get stuck or you can't figure something out. Just send us an email and we'll be on it right away. And then, of course, the price when you're selling equipment. Make sure the price is right. Oftentimes when you pay a lot of money for something, it's hard to say, oh man, I paid double that. I don't want to sell it for half price. But, you know, over time, the value goes down and you have to be honest with yourself that that's probably, you know, if you were buying that, what would you be willing to pay for it? So I think those are some key points.
No, those are great points. I love the photography part, especially when you're selling roofing equipment. Pictures worth this. In this case, it is worth 1,000 words. I mean, if you're another roofer out there, or you're looking to buy a piece of equipment, you want to see what it looks like. So that does more than the wording for sure. And I love the part about check your spelling. I know, just a quick say, how many times somebody calls it a scupper, but I've seen it spelled scuffler. You know, I'm trying to, what is a scuffler? You know.
Yeah.
And then definitely the price is right, for sure. 100%. Roofers aren't using this advertising online well to its extent. This is your want ad, and again, there used to be want ad press. Remember, this is the want ad press for the roofing industry. Fantastic. And you brought up a good point on price. If you bought a kettle 30 years ago, it may be worth a lot to you. You're not using it now. It's not going to bring the same value. You got to price it to sell it. I agree. Good point. So the forum, this is an interesting section that I know I love to participate in, and I get all excited when we get feedback coming back from the industry and you get to answer the question. So tell us a little bit about the forum.
Yeah, the forum has been, again, it has over 500,000 pages of information. So I always tell people, from a research standpoint, if you want to see what's happened in the last 20 years, this is one of the best places to go and find the research. But John, you're on there and you are constantly talking about operations and technology and those things, and you get some really good questions. I think it's I feel like it's being rediscovered, that there was all these forums in the early 2000s, and then social media kind of went, whoa, and took it. But this is the only place that you can talk roofing all the time. And whereas you're on other forums or you're on social media, you got everything sprinkled in there. This is all roofing. And so if you have questions, we have experts who are checking this, like John, all the time. It's just a great place to come in and really meet other people. It's also another networking opportunity.
Yeah, one thing, jump in on that. This is a great place to ask you questions, and unlike other parts of social media, I like to call this the bully-free zone, right?
Yeah.
None of us none of us look at a question as a bad question or a dumb question. This is a place to come learn. So that's why I love the forum so much.
Yeah, no trolls allowed.
Exactly. So, jumping in here, we got, wow, I see, I'm not going to take your steam, but we got scholarships, awards, cares. Wow, there's a lot of stuff. So I'm going to turn it over to you on that one.
Karen, I think you might be on mute.
Of course that had to happen in this day and age, right? Sorry about that. It is a lot of stuff, a lot of information on the site. And it's information that's relevant to the roofing industry and roofing contractors. Scholarship opportunities for your employees, your children, your family members who are attending school, awards, recognition. The industry loves to recognize good work. Promos and rebates. This is one of our most popular. Who doesn't want to get a free sample? Who doesn't want to get a rebate, money back? Our contests and games, the great prizes there. Answer me this. It's one question each week, and we draw a winner each week to win a pizza, a box of love, and or
donuts.
Donuts. Yeah. That doesn't come up. Most people pick box of love. That's pretty. Yeah. It's pretty cool.
They
box.
love the RCS swag.
Yeah, so what contractors tell us is they love it. They get up early, they get their coffee, and they want to see what's going on. So they come out to the site, they see what's new, they see what samples they can try, and they look at what's happening in the industry. It's just packed full of information.
Excellent. Before we go on to the next one, that's what I love about these events. We had a live question come in. It actually goes back to classified ads. So I want to just hit it now so the person can hear the answer. Question came in, it says, will Ruperts Coffee Shop design a classified ad for a client? In other words, if they're not sure what to do, if you have a service, part of service, can you help them out with that?
Yes, we do. We have customer service folks who are helping people every day, because whether they're helping to kind of, how should I do this ad, getting the photo, how should I word it, to, hey, I can't get on, I don't quite understand the technology, because we know we're still a growing industry on technology and doing things online. So we have, you'll find it on the site. All you have to do is email info@rupertscoffeeshop.com, or you'll find the phone number on the site, and we will help you. We love helping people. We love getting to know all the contractors.
Well, that's great. So the beauty of being live, we get to throw the questions out there as we go.
Love it.
So we talked a little bit about, you touched base on it being in different languages. So a little bit deeper dive on the Spanish portion.
Yeah, we, what Karen was sharing, and as you're seeing through everything we're talking about, we are just really committed to information, education, and entertainment. So we want people to come onto the site and have fun, like we did with the promos and rebates. We want them to be able to get education and classes, and we want them to be able to, really be a part of what's going on. So we knew we needed to have the site in multiple languages. So right at the very top of the site, you can, as Karen said, you can switch it to Spanish, English, or French. And we also have a full Spanish and Espanol, I always say it wrong, excuse me, but page that is all about the resources that are out there. So it's not always about what's on Ruperts Coffee Shop, but it's what Ruperts Coffee Shop brings to you to go find it. So the NRCA has Spanish materials. Most of our partners have Spanish materials. So it gives you a place to go find them. And whether you are a Spanish speaking roofing professional or whether you are an owner and want to get materials into your Spanish speaking employees, we have those resources online.
Excellent. And we have some really nice stuff coming out for the Spanish marketplace here in the next few months or so. So we also will be joining that.
Yes, it's important. Inclusiveness.
So we have events. Well, you have events. The industry. So
We have a lot
of great things here. I know I participated in a few of these, and I look forward to them all the time. So jump in there and let us know about some of these different events that go on.
Yeah, Heidi, I think that you do a really great job of explaining the RLW and how that is of benefit to people, because we all learn differently. So do you want to take that one?
Yeah, thanks, Karen. It was really interesting as we are at Ruperts Coffee Shop. The people who work for the coffee shop are very generational in that we have Gen Zs, we have millennials, we have Gen X. I think we stop at Gen X. We may have a baby boomer, but I'm not sure. And we knew just in working together with each other that some of us like to listen and listen to podcasts, and that's how they get their education. Some of them like to watch. They watch videos, YouTube, they look it up that way. And some of us like to read. And I'm one of the readers. I like to read. But we realized that if our own company, our own group was that way, of course, the roofing industry was going to be that way. It's such a generational industry. So we have created not only a program once a month, which John, you have done a couple times excellently, where we do a webinar that is then turned into a podcast, to a video, and to a transcript. But we also have a core value, a core commitment on our site to try to do that as much as possible with everything. So you will see a lot of videos. We have full podcast channels with roofing road trips and stories from the roof. Our Coffee Conversations is a live Q&A every other Thursday. But again, it's recorded and is available on demand, both on video, audio, and transcript. And then we just started our chats, and our chats are really online focus groups that have just started. And so if contractors are interested in getting involved and hearing what other contractors are saying and being involved with manufacturers and distributors, these are just focus groups where we talk about topics and issues. So really all kinds of different ways to read, listen, and watch. Thanks, Karen. Did I take the whole thing, Karen? There you go. Sorry.
That's okay. And I think the podcasts, they're all on whatever platform you use. If you're an Apple person, if you're Spotify, if you're wherever you listen to your podcast, you just subscribe and it'll show up in your feed.
They're pretty fun. And they're all, I do a lot of them, but Karen does some, Megan does some, Megan Ellsworth works for us. And so they're just fun. They're very informational and educational. And you laugh too.
Mm-hmm.
I love the RLWs. Right, enjoy doing them. I think that's a great way that you, like you said, you got the video, you've got the listen mode, you got audio. Like I said, you got the reading. I too like to read at times when you get a few free moments. But the podcast, absolutely, I was amazed how many younger people really listen to podcasts. So that's a great way. So you're right, you're catching every possible audience. And I know me personally, I'll share that I'm of the baby boomer generation. So I kind of like the combination of them all. So I think you cover it very, very well.
We try. We work really hard at it.
Absolutely. And then on top of all that, you got a newsroom. I mean, that's excellent. Tell us something about that.
We do, yeah. And as the editor, I work with an editorial team to bring everyone what's happening in the industry. We share information about new products, services, new technologies. We share business builder tips. We share wisdom from John and some of the articles he writes. As you can see, there's just a glimpse of a few, what resources are available to you, how to use them, what's happening in the industry. We do project profiles. Who doesn't love to see a nice roofing project and learn about the challenges that were involved in that project? It's great stuff. And you can get a glimpse of that, by visiting the newsroom, or we do have a weekly email that goes out every Tuesday morning that does a recap of what happened the last week. And we always feature some information from our newsroom. It's a great place to just stay on top of what's new. And you don't have to wait for that trade show to learn about what's new. You can come here anytime and scroll through, and it's categorized for you. So you'll know, oh, these are products and services, these are technology, and you can kind of go right to where the topic that you're interested in and learn.
And Karen, the thing that's so cool is we've been at trade shows and we've had contractors walk up to us and say, I pour my cup of coffee and the very first thing I do every morning is sit down and read the articles. And I have to say, I would say close to 50%, if not more, of our articles are originals by our writers. And that includes Karen and myself, but we have this group of writers that are just amazing. And so it becomes an opportunity. I know part of this is like, how do you use these online resources out there? And the online resources, along with being the classifieds, getting education, but you should have your marketing folks. And we're going to talk about this a little bit more, but marketing, because here is a great place for you to find content for your blogs, for your website, for your social media. And it's all right here. And it's written by people who understand roofing. And so that really, I always tell people, get your marketing folks on here. If you outsource it or however that works, have them look at this because they'll find tons of content.
Yeah, now I know my personal favorite of everything is I love the project profiles. There's nothing, the old roofer in me is always going to come out. I love seeing roofing projects. I love seeing the quality work that's shared. So one thing I would recommend any of the roofing contractors that are out there, get your stuff, get it up here, get it out there. And you're like, okay, well, I only have other roofers looking at it. No, you can share that on your own social media, and then you're tied into Roofers Coffee Shop, and it gives a lot of credibility to your projects being profiled. So there's a lot of ways to do this and enjoy it, but I love seeing the projects. That's my goal.
Me too.
So again, that kind of leads us great into, we just talked about sharing on social media. So we have social media coming up here. So tell us a little bit about that.
I'm actually going to throw that one back to Karen too, because she is the queen of social media, John. She's almost as much as you, almost.
Oh, no. Well, social media is just so powerful, right? And it's powerful for your company if you're a roofing contractor. That's where your customers are, on LinkedIn if you're commercial, on Facebook if you're residential. And one of the biggest challenges is finding that content. What am I going to share? What am I going to share? Follow Roofers Coffee Shop. Share our stuff. We would love for you to do that. And it's great for just engaging your customers, your potential customers, engaging your employees, and you, by sharing industry information and product information and useful articles and content with your followers or audience, it's showing that you're engaged in the industry. You're active. You're interacting with Roofers Coffee Shop. You're interacting with NRCA. If you're sharing their content, that it really adds credibility to your business. And yeah, I agree, Heidi, that John is very, very good at social media. So make sure if you're not following Cotney and John Kenny that you start.
Yeah. I mean, I have to tell you, just like looking at this article that's up there, what Cotney writes, the number of articles that we get on there that really, I don't know, I just think they validate so much to customers, to that end customer, building owners and facility managers and homeowners, when they see that you're working with a company like that and sharing strong information. I don't know, I think it goes such a long ways.
I appreciate it. We try to put the content out there to help everybody. That's the whole thing. Get information, and make it interesting as we can.
Yes, definitely.
So
And
brings us up to this is one of my favorites here. I got to figure a way of getting my dog on here. I got a corgi. So weekend roofing, fantastic.
I tell you, we try to make it fun too, right? I mentioned it's a recap of the news, but I forgot to say how fun it is. And every quarter, the first quarter of the year, it was mug shots, and we asked people to send us, you know, their mug, holding their Ruperts Coffee Shop mug, out on the job, in their trucks, and it was so much fun. And we chose 3 winners. And for second quarter, our theme is roofing pets. And we've had, oh my gosh, you guys have delivered every week when this goes out. The dogs and the cats and the horse, we got a horse that came in. They deliver. Now we can only fit so many in the newsletter, so we started a gallery on our website, and that's one thing we didn't mention that we have are photo galleries with wonderful, wonderful pictures. And there is now a gallery dedicated to your roofing pets. So you'll have to check that out sometime.
Oh, it's a lot of fun. I do. I can't get enough of the pets.
I tell you what, I think again, for your marketing folks, this is such great. I mean, to go to the galleries and be able to share photos on your social media, to be able to reference back, you know, long as you reference Ruperts Coffee Shop, we want you to share those kind of things. Now, the one thing I am going to put out there is I'm waiting for the birds and the snakes. We haven't seen any of those yet, Karen, have we? I'm sure there's some roofing snakes and birds out there. So
challenge out, you'll get them. And that leads us into, you know, your directories. So you got, you know, different areas, validate different things. So go ahead, tell us a little bit about the directories.
Yeah, there's really 2 ways to look at this. So the first way is with everything that's happened with COVID in the last year, we really came to realize that our directories are a 24/7 trade show. So for all of you out there, if you are looking to connect with distributors and manufacturers and service providers and pretty much anybody in the industry, or if you are looking to find out information or to get samples or to figure out what's going on, our directory is like walking a trade show. You just go right down and you find the companies that you want to engage with. You go in there, tons of information, everything they've done on the coffee shop, and then also contact information. So now you're right there and you're going to be able to get a hold of them. It works on your time frame. And we don't know how many people of us are going to be traveling again. I mean, I think we are. We're planning on being at IRE and we're planning on being there. But this is something, no matter if you go to 1 or 2 trade shows a year, this is all year long, anytime. If you want to do it at night, morning, whatever, you can get the information you need. On the flip side of that, we also have a full contractor directory. So this contractor directory is for members of our club, and they are able, and you can see that on screen, they are able to put together full directories that have all of their company culture, all of their information, and all their job profiles like we talked about, their articles. And why this is so important, and this kind of goes back to our whole theme of online resources and how to use it best for your to build your business, is that by putting, first of all, SEO, search engine optimization. You want your name out there as many places as possible, and you want as many backlinks as you can get. Well, you can do a heck of a lot in these directories with getting your name, your keywords, and your backlinks put together. But second of all, it's also a third-party validation. And that's kind of what John was talking about earlier, is that for homeowners, for building owners, they're going to see that you're part of a roofing directory. It's only roofing all the time. And so you're able to then, that shows again, and it helps you in your search engine. It helps you when people are looking for you. And it's just finally a great place to share your culture of your company. So as you're looking at your placed a classified ad, you're looking for labor, everybody's looking for labor. Let me tell you, those people who are looking for jobs, they're going to be looking at your directory to try to see if you fit the culture that they want. right? Are you inclusive? Do you do fun things? What kind of projects do you work on? Do you give back? All of that can be put in those directories. So I know it's a mouthful, but it's really a whole recruitment, advertising, marketing, overall program that will work with contractors, John, through this affinity program. And we work to say how to put all this together to really help your company.
Excellent.
So.
And oh, this is my part I've been waiting for since we started. The marketing. Two fantastic books here. I've read both of them. I enjoyed reading both of them, and we have both authors here with us. So why don't you tell us a little bit about these?
You know, I'm gonna hop in here, Karen, because I want to brag on Karen a little bit. But Karen and I have worked together for a long time, so I was really lucky to meet her when I was at Carlisle. So between Karen and I, we ran the Carlisle creative or the marketing communications at Carlisle. And from there, we were able to be fortunate enough to work together again at Eagleview. And we were part of the startup and helped to take that to where it's at. So we had some experience working with contractors and putting together marketing plans and just overall marketing. And we'd been doing it through Carlisle and Eagleview for contractors, helping them out. Not to mention HJE Marketing, which was way back there, which was an agency for everyone. So when we, what was it, Karen, about 2015, we decided I said, we got to put this down in a book. Let's write a book. And Karen is an amazing writer, and we went together. And Karen, maybe you can take it from there on kind of just what they're about.
You know, our main goal in writing this was to be a help to a contractor, because we were seeing this happen so many times where an agency doesn't understand roofing and is hired by a roofing contractor, and there's a lot of problems. They don't understand it. They waste a lot of money. We feel like, no, not all agencies. There are some. I don't want to just bash agencies, but we would see this happen over and over. And how many contractors were getting hit up on LinkedIn all the time with, I can guarantee you this number of leads a week. And that still happens all the time. And we said, you know, let's put this down. Let's just talk in general about sales and marketing for roofing contractors. That was our first book, about understanding what brand means, what this means. And these aren't long books. They're, 85 pages, under 100 pages, quick read. And then once we had that down, we said, maybe, we should provide a guide of how to make a marketing plan. Now that we've talked about it, how do you do it? And I think we just got a huge compliment recently when Christy Holbrook from Graham Roofing, she owns Graham Roofing, she got the building a marketing plan, and she said, I sat down and I worked through this with my leadership team, just like you said, and I now have a solid plan. I know what I'm going to do, and I'm so excited. And that's our goal, because we didn't do this. We don't make money off of these books. We usually give them away. I think we might be giving some away too. You'll be hearing about that in a minute. But yeah, that's been our goal. And we feel it's time for a third one, but yeah, it takes a little time.
That's coming. And it's really been awesome, because that whole philosophy that Karen and I had of, we want to give back. We want these to, we've done tons of speaking engagements on both books, and we're able now to do that all the time with Ruperts Coffee Shop. I mean, that is, again, another core value of helping contractors build their businesses. And so when you, John, when you reached out to us and said, hey, do you want to be an affinity partner? We wanted to make it about the bigger picture of also including these books and including some consulting, so that we can continue down that road. We love it.
I think that leads us into our affinity partnership. So we have a couple items that I know we want to bring up to where everyone is so interested and looking forward to. And I will say on the books, before I move on, like I said, I read both of them, highly recommend them. I think they're good for a contractor to not worry about maybe doing the actual marketing, but it'll help them understand how to communicate the needs for the marketing. So I highly recommend them. So that brings us up to what we can expect on both ends from the partnership discounts and givings and all that. So I'm going to let you guys go ahead and go into your area first.
So what we're doing and what we're really excited to share with everyone is, first of all, a 15% discount for our club across the board forever for contractors who come in through Cotney. So we have a special web landing page and that's down at the bottom, so you can see it. And we'll also have some of this on the website where you can search it and find it if you can't grab that. But what you do is you come in and you can fill out the form. We'll schedule a consultation, and it'll be with either Karen or I, or both, depending on the day. And we'll kind of just go over your marketing. What do you need? What are you looking for? Kind of what's your direction? Some people will say, oh man, it's those LinkedIn leads, I don't know what to do. Or other people may be like, I don't know what to do about my website. So that'll all be part of it. We'll talk through those things. And then we're also going to send you the 2 books. So that's going to be part of our gift to all of you today. And finally, we're going to give you that 15% discount on our club. And that will be, it's $50 a month per company. And so you're going to get 15% off every month. And that also includes 50% off classifieds. So it kind of just keeps going. It's like you get this up here because of Cotney, and then because you're an our club member, you're going to see discounts on classifieds. We have coffee breaks, like Karen mentioned, every month. You get special promotions. For example, next month in the R Club, we have at our coffee break, Mr. John Kenny is going to be attending, and we are sending out his new book, which is pretty awesome, to every R Club member. So that whole philosophy of entertain, inform, and educate goes much deeper in the R Club, and we're doing it all the time. And you also have then access to Ask a Roofer. So as homeowners and building owners are coming on to Ask a Roofer and asking questions, it's our club members who get to interact with them and answer those questions. Of course, the full directory, everything else we've talked about. So we're pretty excited about this program.
It's excellent. I so enjoy having the opportunity to come on with our club members. So on our end, for the R Club subscribers, we're going to offer 15% off on our consulting services, which include full business services, training, which you're going to see, we'll talk about a little bit more in the next ones we got coming up. Our estimating training's launching here the first week of May. It's absolutely fantastic. I can say that. I saw it, I think it's great. And then risk management. So we'll give you a free risk management analysis, an operational risk analysis, and some free software technology analysis as well. And you can get some complimentary quarterly webinars that we're doing, focus on it. So these are all good things to add in. It doesn't cost you anything. You can get these services that we offer. If you just want to get the analysis, we're good with it. We're just happy to pass on our knowledge and help you become a better company. So, yeah. I mean, we're running it at the end here. It was a fantastic, I thought, informational webinar. I enjoyed it. I know our folks at home enjoyed it as well. So really, do you have anything you'd like to close on, Heidi and Karen?
The only thing I would say is we keep things really simple. So it's Heidi, Heidi, at rupertscoffeeshop.com, and it's Karen, Karen, at rupertscoffeeshop.com. And that if you can't find any of these links, or if you can't find anything, just reach out to us. We talk to people every single day. We'll get you hooked up. And the thing I just love about that is, as an art club member, you get all the stuff we're talking about, and then you get all the Cotney special things that they're doing too. So yeah, it just builds on itself. So Karen?
Yeah, no, you wrapped it up. We like to keep it simple. We like to help people out and help you be better in your business.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us, John.
Thank you, John.
Great. And just say goodbye to everybody out there. And again, thank you so much for being a part of this program, and looking forward to the great things we can all do together.
That's great. Thank you, John. Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you. Take care.